My background is in dancing. My father was a dancer, and he danced on Broadway as a tap dancer, and he made a living in Michigan as a dance teacher. And so I've been dancing since I was about 4 years old. And it's the way I've taken care of myself financially is through my dancing and performing. I became interested in dance movement therapy about 4 years ago. So I was working on an eating disorder unit in Houston, Texas, and became very much aware of the fact that I wanted to help people feel good on the inside as good as they could feel on the outside. And this feeling was based in my own experience of dancing and realizing that when I danced, I felt better. When I was feeling depressed, if I went to a dance class or if I worked on a choreographic project, I always felt better. And so that began a search within myself to find out more about what's referred to as the body-mind connection. And I took some workshops at the Young Center in Houston, Texas, with a dance therapist who is here in Baltimore at the school that I'm attending, and began to see that dance could also be used as a healing art. This was also something I was becoming aware of in my own performing, that often the performances that I went to, and even some of the performances that I presented as a director of a dance company, didn't seem to move people as they do move the people who are actually performing. And my training up to this point has been primarily ballet and modern. And I've been doing a lot of modern dance on my own for the last probably 15 years. And that has really given me a foundation for doing the kind of work that I'm doing now as far as exploring my own movement process. And the work that I've been doing most recently has to do with something called authentic movement. And that's a term that was developed by a woman named Mary Stark Whitehouse, who is one of the pioneers of dance movement therapy. And she was also interested in the work of Carl Jung. And Jung, as most people know, was a psychologist, and he was also very much interested in the body-mind connection, and he felt that often his patients could benefit by studying yoga or doing some kind of movement to augment the work that they were doing in verbal therapy. And what authentic movement is about is feeling as if you are being moved from the inside. There's a phrase that goes with it. There's a difference between I move and I am moved. And for me, expressing myself verbally has been very difficult, and I'm finding that the more I do this work, this part of my body, my core, is opening up a lot more. As a result of that, I also find that I'm a lot more tearful than I ever have been, especially when I start working this way, as the emotions that come up are often sad, and I find myself coming in contact with some experience from a long time ago, or experience that's happening for me right now that's very potent, and so it becomes very cathartic. I like to use imagery in my work, and one of the images that I'm using with this feeling of the shakingness is shaking right down into the earth, into these roots that are going to provide this secure foundation for me, and from that I will grow as a much stronger person so that I can withstand these intense emotions as they come up.